Only 4 days in Marrakech, and we're chasing every sight, sound and hidden gem this city has to offer.
From wild souks to desert sunsets, it's all packed in, and if you love travel, culture and chaos, you're going to want to subscribe.
Hey everyone, we're here in the red city of Marrakech for 4 days.
Come and join us as we explore the old Medina, the souks and everything in between.
So we are currently walking down the main tourist souk street. Not that you can probably tell, because as you can see, we are pretty much the only people here.
The reason we were walking down the main souk Semarine so early was to get to Ben Youssef Madrasa first thing in the morning to beat the crowds.
As it turns out, we might have overcooked the timing a little bit and we arrived just before it opened, but thankfully the super friendly gentleman on the door let us in a couple of minutes early, which gave us the amazing opportunity to explore what was once the largest Islamic school in North Africa without the crowds, all on our own.
Built back in the 14th century, the school is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Make sure you don't only explore the courtyard and head upstairs to see the different levels and rooms.
Just make sure if you're tall, when you're exploring, you're keeping an eye out for low doorways, as there are certainly a few here.
It's a beautifully intricate place and we'd highly recommend arriving early while it's peaceful and quiet.
After a quick visit to Ben Youssef Madrasa, the second stop of our morning was to the Jardin secret, not too far away.
Nestled within the crazy souks of the old Medina, this botanical garden dates back more than 400 years and has 300 species of plants from all over the world.
Whilst doing 4 days in Marrakech, having this tranquil oasis within the old Medina was a perfect way to escape the madness and recover a little bit from the souks.
This gardens isn't to be confused with the Majorelle Gardens, which is located outside the old Medina. This is smaller and more accessible by foot. It is also a cheaper alternative at only 100 dirham.
It's hard to think these gardens exist inside the old Medina with so much of the bustling souks just outside the wall. There's plenty of water features throughout the gardens with places to sit and admire them, as well as a local art gallery inside.
Within the gardens there's also a cafe if you want to grab a snack or just refill on Moroccan mint tea.
We chose not to visit the cafe within the gardens because we'd actually been given a tip by a local about a really cool little coffee shop not too far away, so we decided that we'd give that one an explore instead. Tucked down a side street, Sand Coffee Chez Bismillah is a great local place to grab a good old-fashioned Turkish coffee heated through sand. Getting it at the local strength, probably not my wisest idea, but inevitably the coffee was delicious.
Whilst there's seats in the walkway, they also have a roof terrace which is a little quieter, allowing you to sit and enjoy the sun.
Heading back through the souks to get some lunch, we could tell things were starting to liven up.
Café Medina Rouge offered a great place to grab some authentic Moroccan food, including a delicious chicken pastilla. After our late lunch, it was time to get checked into our Riad. Located just off the main square, Jemaa el-Fnaa, this Riad caught our eye due to the location and traditional design.
Converted from traditional Moroccan homes, Riads are brilliant guest houses within the old Medina and offer a really unique way to stay within the old city. Riad Marrakech has a beautiful sun terrace allowing you to relax and soak up the sun, or just plenty more Moroccan mint tea that was included within the booking.
Despite its close proximity to the main square, with views of the Koutoubia Mosque, it was a great place to unwind and plan our time.
When visiting Marrakech, if you look to stay within the old Medina, you set yourself up for a really easy trip. Most of the main sites are within walking distance, and as the buildings are not allowed to be any higher than 4 floors within the old Medina, it's great to get your bearings utilising the Koutoubia Mosque.
At 77 metres high, the Koutoubia is the largest mosque in Marrakech and only a 5-minute walk from Jemaa el-Fnaa.
Whilst non-Muslims are not allowed to enter the mosque, you can still explore the grounds and admire the architecture from the 12th century.
To finish our first day, we headed up to the Grand Balkan Cafe Glacier for views of the main square during sunset.
Whilst there's no entry fee to visit the balcony overlooking the main square, it is obligatory to buy a drink, but a great opportunity to grab some more mint tea if you hadn't had enough already. One thing that's important to note is as the sun sets and further into the evening, the temperatures do start to drop and it does get a little bit chilly, so make sure to pack a light jacket.
Speaking of cold, the jacket will also come in handy if you have rooftop breakfast, as the temperatures didn't pick up until mid-morning.
The breakfast included at the Riad was fantastic, differing each morning but often ranging from pancakes through to omelettes. There was a wide array of different local treats.
This started the day off nicely as we headed out for a private tour with a local guide, Youssef.
If you're looking to get the most out of your 4 days in Marrakech and are wanting to do a tour with a local guide, we couldn't recommend Youssef more. For full details on this tour, we've got a video in the top right hand corner, but we'll also drop Youssef's details in the description of the video.
This tour helped us visit the top sites at the best times, but more importantly, Youssef brought the history of the sites to life as we were exploring them.
One thing we hadn't anticipated before doing this tour with Youssef, however, was just how much more we'd get out of the morning. Visiting some more traditional places such as community bread ovens, trying plenty of local delicacies like their pastries, but also how many other tips that we learnt from Youssef, from navigating the souks to different local coffee shops to check out whilst we were in our 4 days in Marrakech.
This was invaluable as navigating the souks can be a bit of an overwhelming experience. Make sure to check out our souk survival guide for some top tips before embarking on your 4 days in Marrakech.
One of the crazy things about exploring the old Medina in Marrakech is that 1 second you're in the middle of the souks looking at the crafts and the workmanship in all the products being created, and the next minute you're stood in front of the oldest building in Marrakech, surviving from the 12th century.
Once we finished our tour with Youssef, we grabbed some lunch at the Medina Mall before heading back into the souks for some shopping and haggling practice, but we will get on to more of that later.
One big tip for in the souks, make sure you've always got eyes on what's going on around you, as there's always plenty of mopeds and carts coming through the small narrow alleyways while you're shopping. It's also worth noting that if you want to experience the souks when it's a bit quieter, go in the early afternoon, as soon as the light starts to drop, it all gets a bit crazy in the evenings.
The square comes alive with hundreds of food stalls and shops, and it's another great time to check out the roof terraces overlooking it.
Just remember that as Morocco is a dry country, if you're wanting to get an alcoholic beverage, you need to do your research and ensure that the rooftop terrace you go to does serve them, otherwise you may be disappointed.
Having finished up our day, we headed on the short walk back to the Riad, only to find when arriving in our room we had a new roommate.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel and check back for part 2 of our 4 days in Marrakech,
where we explore the Atlas Mountains, local Berber villages and put Youssef's tips to the test going around the souks on our own.
Thanks for watching, we'll see you in part 2.